Hi there, Steve Whitty here. Time for another video. It's been a couple of weeks since I've done the last one, and this one's going to be a bit of a recent find video where I'll be showing some of the records I picked up during July. So first up, I'm going to show you Boards of Canada, and this is their latest album, Inferno. This blew me away when I streamed it on the day it came out, and I gotta say, this could well be up and running for the album of the year so far for me. I really loved it. I love the whole electronic sound of it. It's just absolutely superb. I can't find enough words to describe how good this is. So much so that I've gone and picked up their Tomorrow's Harvest album, which is the previous album they released. I think this comes to something like 2013. There's a bit of a gap between these two albums. Not prolific by all means. That again, it follows the same sort of feel. It's absolutely wonderful. I'm really going to have to dig more into Boards of Canada. I know the shop in Birmingham Ignite, he's got a few of their albums, so might be worth seeking out. Changing tact, this is Graham Bond's album Holy Magic. This came out in 1970. This is very much prog, jazz influenced, bit of a sort of black magic influence. You see Bond standing underneath Stonehenge. This is in the days where you could do that. No one would be able to get that close anymore. Graham Bond, I've got a couple of his Organisation albums as a twofer. This really sticks out. I'd heard so much about this and thought I'm going to give this a spin. Well worth the punt. It's an American release on Mercury. Absolutely wonderful stuff. Sadly, it all didn't turn out well for Bond. Drugs and so some will say dabbling into the occult sort of left him, I don't know, issues, depression. And he subsequently, his life ended when he fell underneath a tube at Finsbury Park, it may have been. Now, the conjecture was that an accident, or did he jump, or was he pushed? With that, we'll never know, but there we go. Well worth seeking out. Classic album that I picked up recently is Breeders' Last Splash. I think this is might be a 2018 reissue. I'm not too sure. I had this on CD, played it to death at the time, partly because I loved Cannonball. But this is just a great album, great indie rock album. 93 was at the peak. Just fell right for the Breeders at that point. As I said, Cannonball was featured a lot on MTV with the video. There was a bit of a gap after this album, but Breeders are still floating around in various guises. Absolutely wonderful album, a must-have for the collection. Pete in the shop had a load of Seal records which he put out for £2. He's sort of clearing his space out, and one such album is Broken Wit Rebels with their album OK Hotel. They're a band from Birmingham. I think this came out, might have been about 2020. I sort of got lost with the whole COVID. Very sort of rock, indie rock in there. It's not a bad album, actually. I'm glad that I picked it up. You know, I do like going for these £2 albums, you know, sealed, because I'm always look out for new music, and I very rarely have found a dud. And this, I've got a few more that I picked up as well, which I know that I'll be showing you over the coming weeks. But absolutely wonderful record. Well, not a bad record, actually. Wonderful. It's good. I like it anyhow. Moving on to jazz, this is Donald Byrd, and this is his album Hi Stepping In Tomorrow. Stepping In Tomorrow. On the back it's got Hi. I was reading the back there. Again, great album. I've started getting into more jazz. It's been one genre that I've sort of, how can I say, sort of let slip by or let it pass me by. Always thought I was probably didn't know where to start, and I just gone and started buying names and then Blue Note, and then suddenly you sort of get dragged in a little bit. But this is not a bad album at all, so I was happy to pick this up. Another of the £2 records. This is Casey and Clayton with Marlon Williams. This is Plastic Bouquet. Now, this is the sort of album, if you're into your folk rock or alt cult country, it's the sort of album that may interest you. Again, this came out 2020. Quite a lot of these sealed albums were from that time, so I think there was a lot of stock floating around. Dealers and people like Pete brought a lot of them. Yeah, this is great. This is another good album. Well worth seeking out. Moving back to jazz, Coltrane's Jazz. Now, Pete in the shop brought a big jazz collection. Guy came in, and he basically it was his granddad's collection, and he was saying you can just have £4 per record. There was a lot of records in there, but Pete said he looked as a couple in there, and there was the one that was worth worth a lot of money, so he offered a lot more than what the guy was looking for, which he gladly accepted. This is a reissue. Got the barcode in the back. I think it came out. You know what? I'm not even going to guess. I'm not going to get a guess, but it is before Love Supreme, I believe. So it might be 64. Get Coltrane, it's a name I know, so I'm quite happy to take the punt on it. I know some of his albums are a bit wide, go a little bit out there. That's a bit about jazz. I'm a bit fearful about free jazz, where it almost, dare I say, too many notes. But happy to pick that up and put it in the collection. Happy to pick this up. This is the Cramps, and this is Ultra Twist, the 12-inch EP. A music on vinyl reissue, and been going through a bit of a Cramps kick over the last few months. Picked up a few of the albums. Looking forward to pick up this reissue that's just come out, and I think this month's Shindig is going to do a big feature on them. It's just nice, simple, basic rock, but it has a groove. It moves. It gets me going, gets me dancing. I'm just really excited when I listen to this. Great record. And the final record I'm going to show you is Crusaders Chain Reaction. This came out in, I think, 75. But what makes this a bit different than the normal copy is it's a Yugoslavian press. As the label, it got licensed through. In the 70s, particularly, a lot of records came out in Yugoslavia. Yugoslavia, out of all these sort of communist states, was a bit more open to the West, part of Tito's non-aligned movement. So there's quite a few records, Yugoslav records. I know I picked up a few singles. I know I put a few singles out for Oxfam, which Pete kindly gave us. Yeah, this is really good. This is really good album. I like the Crusaders. They don't make me think too hard. That's how sometimes you just want to put something on and just let it wash over you, so to speak, and just enjoy the music. And the Crusaders tick that box. So there you go, VC. That's the records I'm going to show you in this video. Tell me what you think. Thumbs up, thumbs down, like the interaction. Feel free to leave me a comment. I will try and get back to you. I have been a bit busy the last few weeks about that. I'm also getting reattuned to the fact I brought a new cartridge for my turntable. Managed to get that all sorted yesterday, so I'm sort of catching up on a lot of albums that I've purchased and I haven't had a chance to listen to. So there you go, VC. Wherever you get up to, keep smiling. More importantly, keep on spinning and just enjoy life and enjoy the weather. See you later. Bye.